What if the biggest thing holding your business back is not your strategy, it's the way you see yourself? Welcome to this new episode of the Business Mom Compass. So many women start businesses, but deep down they are still waiting for permission, waiting to feel ready, waiting to feel qualified enough to call themselves CEOs. In this conversation, you will learn how to step into your CEO identity and stop playing small, why high-achieving women still experience imposter syndrome, and what to do when self-doubt creeps in, practical strategies to become more visible online, delegate effectively, and lead with confidence. And to talk about all of this today, I'm joined by Jess Watman, the founder of Agent Sync and the host of Build to Lead podcast. If you ever question whether you're qualified enough, experienced enough, or ready enough to take the next step in your business, this episode is for you. Jess, welcome to the Business Mom Compass.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. What an intro.
Yes, it was a long intro. Thank you for coming.
Love it.
Really happy to have you here, fellow podcaster.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. When did you realize you were still thinking like an employee inside your own business?
So I was working in corporate in Sydney at a big real estate agency, and I was managing, 60 odd staff, not directly, but it was a big company and we had an offshore team, and one of the offshore team members decided to leave. She was moving to America to marry her partner, and I thought, I wonder if I could, replace that position and do it myself if I could, because I knew the offshore team loved working for me but didn't quite like the company that they were employed through. So I went to my boss and I said, oh, look, can I, work out how to do this? You'll save some money. I don't want to make any money. I just want to work out if I could do this. And he was in the process of selling the business. So he was very much like, yep,
No worries,
go for it. And so I did that and it worked really well. And then he referred me a client and I started growing this little business, which I thought was a side hustle. And all of a sudden I've got 20 clients, I've got 20 team members in the Philippines, and it kept growing. And I worked
while still working,
yeah,
right?
I did that for Chadwick, the real estate, for a whole year before I left. And it was a little bit, I should have left earlier, but it was very much that safety net of, a full-time salary. He was also selling the business, so he kind of needed me a little bit too. So he obviously knew what I was building, but it took a good year, even for me. And there was a bit of a push as well because he sold the business and I just didn't sign over to the new company that bought it. So it was like, okay, now I don't have that safety net. I can go all in. And my business grew 400% in that second year when I went full-time. But even then, I was just like, what am I doing? Like, I was so scared that people were going to think I had no business experience. I'm a fraud. Like, I can't call myself a CEO. Like, who am I? I didn't go to uni. I just started as a receptionist in a real estate, worked my way up. And yeah, I had a great corporate job, but I never thought I would be this, big CEO and have hundreds of team members. Like, I just never thought. So it's really only the last, I would say, 12 months that I'm like, yeah, I'm a CEO.
And so when was that? When did you start?
Yeah, so the business is 4 years old.
Yes.
So I've been full-time in the business for 3 years.
Yes.
And yeah, even so I would say that first 3 years, like I would put it as a title on things, but I never felt it.
Yeah, or say it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, you didn't have the experience. Yes, you didn't have the skills or the qualification, but you made it. You have been able to run a full business while working full-time for a year. And then the second year, when you fully decided to focus on your business, you your business grow 400% a year.
Yeah.
So you definitely have the skills and you definitely are the boss and have the CEO skills, but yet it took you a few years to realize this.
Yeah.
Where do you think it's coming from, this shame, or not shame, but this self-doubt to not call ourselves CEO? Do you think is it because we see we imagine CEO like people in suit, driving big cars, like being on the phone all the time. And us, mom, we can't be like that. What do you think it is?
Yeah, I really think it goes back to my childhood of being in school and I just didn't do very well at school. Like I did okay. I got by. I didn't have to repeat any, years, but I had to have tutoring to keep up. And my parents never said, anything like you're not good enough or you're not smart enough. But it's just what I felt a little bit, like not from them, just from the outside, just, teachers and kids, when you see them doing really well and getting awards and doing all these things. And I just didn't, not academically. I was very good at drama, very good at, I wouldn't say very good at dance, but, that's the sort of stuff that I chose to do, that dance and drama and art. I was really good at art, public speaking, things like that. So, yeah, I needed tutoring to keep up. So it was always that bit of self-doubt, and doing my HSC, I didn't get the scores to get into university. Then I thought, that's okay. I can give it a couple of years and you can do like a bridging course to then get into uni if I decided to. But I kind of went, no, it's not for me. Yeah. So always that bit of self-doubt. Yeah. And I think that really played into, not feeling like I was smart enough to be a CEO or qualified enough.
But how did you manage to go over this self-doubt when you decided to give it a try for this business? Because I'm sure at that time you probably came and said, oh, who am I to do that, to give it a try? Is it maybe because you had no risk at the end? You're like, I try. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. No financial, struggle maybe?
Yeah, maybe. I think a big part of it as well was I always had in the back of my head, I just had a corporate career. I can easily go back and get a corporate career. Yeah. You go on Seek and there's 100 office jobs paying the same amount. Like it might not be exactly what I wanted to do, but I could easily get another job. So that was always, in the back of my mind that I have to give this
Plan B.
Yeah. I had a plan B.
Yes.
And I would much rather try and give it 120% and be confident that I gave it everything. And if I had to go back to plan B, then, my plan B is most people's plan A. So I thought I have to give this a go. Yeah.
Exactly. So for any mom entrepreneur, mom in business out there, probably back yourself and have a plan B. Okay, try it. And if it doesn't work, at least you have another option.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Did you think hitting certain milestone will finally make you feel more confident?
I absolutely did think it would make me feel more confident. I remember in that first year, I just remember it so clearly, and I don't know why this is one of the parts of the very first year of business that I remember so vividly, but I was sitting on the lounge with my husband and I had up like Monday CRM. I was kind of setting that up on the computer and my husband looked over and he said, oh, what's that? And it had $15,000 on the screen. And I said, oh, that's my target for this month. And he was like, what? Are you serious? And I was like, yeah. I said, I don't think I'll get there. Like, I think we might get to 10. And he was like, what? What do you mean? Like, and I was like, yeah, I can't wait to hit 15,000. Like, it was just this, I get goosebumps now thinking about it because it was like one of those milestones. And I don't know why. I don't know why that number, it just seemed so big for me, for the month. And then I hit it and I was like, yeah, what's the next one? What's the next one? Yes. And I just kept setting goals. And I think in the early days, you really have that sense of achievement when you've hit a goal. And now, I, of course, set goals and we do it for the team and everything. And it's less, the goals get bigger, but they don't get as rewarding. Yeah. I don't know. It's a weird feeling, very weird feeling.
It's probably because the biggest challenges were at the beginning, and you didn't know if you could make them. Yeah. You were still like, can I make it? And like, oh, wow, I can. Yep. Now you're pretty sure that you are going to make them, or even if you don't, you know that you are close enough or high enough, maybe. There is this thing that, can I make it? Am I going to make it? So was it a bit like, a self-challenge, like I really want to achieve? Or maybe as well, I want to prove people as well wrong?
A bit of both. Yeah. I'm very competitive, not so much with other people, just with myself. Okay. So very much, like I want to prove people wrong. And maybe it is that going back to my childhood and not feeling smart enough, it's like, I'm going to show you that I am smart enough to like run this company and do really well. But now I set these little challenges, not so much for revenue or amount of clients, although we have those on a spreadsheet. It's more like, could I get this guest on my podcast, or could I write a book by the end of the year? Something else. And I feel like when you're running a business, it's really great, obviously, to have those revenue goals, but sometimes you need other goals that might not have a monetary value, but something for you so you can feel, like you've accomplished something important. Yeah.
Yes, I understand. And I think this is why as well you are so good at what you are doing. It's because at some point you say to yourself, okay, let's see if I can do that. You achieve it. So let's go somewhere else. Let's see if I can do that, and you achieved it. It's like adrenaline. You get addicted to it, and you want to prove yourself how far you can go and what you can achieve. And at some point, because you make this first step, despite not trusting yourself, not being confident, not believing in yourself, despite self-doubt, you've done it and you're like, oh, actually I can do it. And then you keep pushing and pushing. But I think you need to start.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. That's one of the hardest things, is just starting. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Why do you think so many capable women still question themselves?
Ooh, that's a tricky one. I think they might have some underlying things from growing up. I mean, that's my experience. But also, I feel like in today's world, we have so much pressure on us. Gone are the days where we can just stay at home and be a stay-at-home mum. Like most of us have to work as well. So if we're trying to run a business, we're probably working as well. Like if you're starting a business, you've probably got, your job as what's, helping the family, and then you're starting your business, and then you've got childcare, and then you've got all the pressure of everything. I think it's just different these days. There's just a lot more pressure, I feel.
How do you manage the pressure? Because you are a mom, you are a business owner, you are a podcast host, you are doing a lot. How do you manage the pressure?
I've learnt to, my husband will probably laugh at this, but not bottle it up as much. I'm one of those people that I will just internalize everything until it gets too much and I explode. So I've learnt to not do that as much. But I honestly think, and I'm not saying this because this is the type of business I run, but delegating, whether it be in business, at home, if you can, buying back your time. Like if anyone has read the book Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell, you need to. It is a great business book, but it teaches you to learn what your hourly rate is. And if you can outsource something in your life or in your business that is less than that hourly rate, like your laundry, or maybe you're doing admin, if you can give that to someone else for $20 an hour and your hourly rate is $250, $300, you can then spend that hour getting more clients, having important meetings, buying back your time. That's how you grow your business. So I've really learnt, obviously I learnt that early on in my business, because it was very easy obviously for me to get virtual assistants to help and graphic designers and things like that. But then at home I had to go, why am I spending 20 minutes at night folding this laundry? Or why am I doing this? Or why can't I just jump on the Coles app and have the food delivered? I don't need to spend an hour at the shop. Someone else can do that. And it costs $10 to get it delivered. You really need to think of everything like that. So I do, I've got a house cleaner now. Laundry gets done. These things where a few years ago when I couldn't call myself a CEO, I could never outsource my laundry. But now I'm like, why would I do that? My time is so valuable.
Exactly. Your time is so valuable. And it's when you wait, the pros and the cons, the time versus the task, the core. Is it worth it, wasting time with my family to do that? Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Did fear of judgment ever stop you from being visible? Because you are a lot on social media.
Yes.
I see you a lot. You are like posting, and I love it. I think it's really important that you are sharing what you are doing, what you are learning as well along the way. I find definitely some similarities between you and I in terms of showing up online. But showing up online, it's not easy.
No.
It's very, very challenging.
Yeah.
How do you manage this?
You just have to do the reps. Like you have to start, and you just like, I look back, and if you ever want to really humble yourself, scroll back to your first few posts on Instagram and have a good laugh, because it's hilarious. But at the time, you just do it, and you have to learn. You have to learn your angles, or what looks good and what doesn't, and how you project your voice and all that. And I'm still learning every day. Like, I arrived here half an hour early, so I was like in the car, and I was jumped on stories and answered a few questions, and I thought, I haven't done that in ages. Like, I do reels and things, but you just need to start. And I think a lot of people, when they're starting a business or running a successful business, they think, I don't have the time, or it's not worth it. And I can tell you now, you do need to find the time. If you're wanting to grow your personal brand, if you're the face of your brand, that's just where marketing is going. Like, people will not follow a brand like very much. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Unless it's like Nike or someone
Yes.
big, they will hardly ever follow a brand, but they will follow someone. They will follow a person that they're learning from, that they want to watch their journey, that they love their style or their inspiration, or, so you've got to put that out there. And I think if you are a founder or CEO and you don't want to do that, maybe build a marketing team that will do that for you to get that visibility. But for me, it was like buying back my time. I quickly realized that networking, showing up on socials, was really impactful for the business in terms of leads and visibility and following. So I just had to make time. I put it in my calendar. Now I've found a bit of a hack for myself. It's like, get a content creator to spend a day with me once a week or once a fortnight, and we film a whole lot of reels, and they might be educational, trending, B-roll, things like that. And then I've got that. So the one thing that I really struggled with was thinking every day, what am I going to say on socials today? What am I going to do? What am I posting? That is when you can dwell on it, and it eats your time. And then you've got to think, oh my God, now I've got to get this edited. No. Pay someone for the day. They spend a day, they'll help with the scripts, or my EA comes up with the scripts or the links to whatever's trending. Smash it out in a day, and then I don't have to think about it for the rest of the week.
Yes, I agree. So to come back, I think you need to start anyway. Start, and repetition will make things easier.
Yeah.
With time, you start to get used to it. I think I read something that said success is beyond being ridiculous online or something like that.
Yep.
You need to be ridiculous.
Yep.
Of course, you post. When you start, you don't know what you are doing. And even you changing. Like, I'm changing constantly. My tone, my format. I'm just learning, I know what's working, what's not working, what I like, what I don't like. So you definitely change and evolve over time, but you need to start somewhere.
Yep.
And yes, 100% batch it. Like, batch it, or get someone who can help you as well. Like that, it's a one-day problem, and then you can move on. Because it can be so daunting to be constantly on social trying to post something or share something. Yes, absolutely. What would you say to a mom entrepreneur scared to position herself as an expert online?
I think it's a superpower. Like, mums are organized. We can manage a lot. So I think you need to obviously just share your life. You don't have to share your kids' faces and all of that, but show them what you're doing. Like, I get so many people coming up to me going, how do you do it all? Like, you've got 2 young girls, you've got a business, you've got a husband, you're renovating your house, you're doing all these things, you're networking every day, how are you doing it all? You need to think about the person that you want to be online, or, just in general, who do you want to be? And just push for that. Just push. Like I did many years ago, think, how am I going to do it all? And how am I going to show up online as a mum and a business owner? Like, are people going to take me seriously because I'm a mum with 2 kids, are they going to invest in my business? Are they going, you just have to show that you are this, boss woman, you get things done, you've got a team. And that's what I want our clients to be as well. Like whether they're a mum, a dad, a business owner, if they need to delegate, right? So that's what we're providing. So I need to show them that I can be a great mum, I can do all this networking, I can do all these things because I'm delegating to my team. So that's just who I wanted to show myself as online, and that's just who I am. But I think you've really got to think about the sort of business owner you want to be and then just show up as that and do the reps online. Just keep showing up.
I love it. If someone listening is waiting to feel ready before showing up online or backing themselves, this as well, what would you want them to know?
Just start. And I know like everyone probably says that, but it's the truth.
That's the truth, yeah.
Like how are you going to know what you like to talk about, or how are you going to know what looks good, what's performing? Like take people on the journey. Like when I started, there wasn't really this founder journey story. It wasn't a big thing like 3 or 4 years ago. Now that's what people are following people for. Like they don't really like the Kinzo team. I'm not sure if you follow them,
yes,
Frank Grief.
Yes.
Like everyone's like, yeah, we can't wait for the product, but everyone just wants to know what they're doing all day because they love the characters, they love what they're building. So it's a perfect opportunity to start and jump online, jump on your camera and just say, guys, like, this is my first post and I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm building this business and these are my goals and I would love for you to come on the journey with me. So hold me accountable. I'm going to post every day. If you don't see me on my stories, like jump in my DMs and put a rocket up my bum because like hold me accountable, like take people on the journey and have a goal. Say like by the end of the month, I'd love 500 new followers. Like, can you help me? Just take people on the journey.
I love it. And I think you're so right. I think people need connection and relatability.
Yeah.
And now being a brand and have a fancy, beautiful Instagram with polished reels or whatever doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
It used to, but
Yep.
it doesn't work. People want real. They want authenticity. They want connection. They're craving to connect with you. So I say it as well all the time. You don't need to always come polished and look great. Just be natural. Say what you have to say. The kids are in the background. Perfect. You are a mom. That's okay.
Yep.
As you say, you don't need to show them their face, but at least people know that you are like them.
Yeah.
You're just a mom trying to run a business and
Absolutely.
get your head out of the water.
Yeah. And then underneath we're little scurrying ducks, like trying to.
Exactly. That's really so funny. Did building a team help your confidence as a leader?
It absolutely did, 100%. And I think coming from someone that like I was, without calling myself the CEO, I was the founder, I was, it was my business. So I very much hired people as doers, I guess, general sort of virtual assistants that could do all these tasks for me. And then I quickly realized, hang on, now I'm the bottleneck because all these people are waiting on me to approve and look over. And so then when I started hiring managers and that higher skill set, it was the best because you can not completely, but 90% hand over a lot of the decision making, a lot of the approvals, and we just set meetings once a week for me to meet with that manager. But I think hiring that higher skill set really teaches you how to become a leader, really teaches you how to become that CEO. Delegating to team has been the best thing for my business. Obviously, that's what we do. We find amazing people in the Philippines. So I've had to learn how to do that and teach our clients that. So, I just think as soon as you can, hire someone.
Yes.
And it might not be full-time, although I highly recommend full-time, have someone dedicated on your team. But if you can't afford it, just start small, start buying back your time. I always tell people, do a bit of an audit. Get a bit of paper, draw a line down the middle, write $10 and $100 at the top. Anything that only you can physically do. So for me, that's I can only sit here and do this podcast. I can only go to the networking drinks, with my clients or other business owners. What else is there? I can only log into the bank account and transfer money. I put that in the $100 an hour list. The $10 an hour list is literally anything else.
Yeah.
And you might look at that list and go, oh, but I don't want someone replying to my emails. It is so easy. You just have to have a process in place. And when you start thinking of your time like that, and you can start delegating a lot of that, hopefully all of that stuff on the $10 an hour task, start delegating to a team. That's how your business grows.
Yes, thank you. I love this. I definitely need to talk to you.
Most people say that after I say it because they're like, oh, yeah, I am still doing so much stuff.
I know I do, and I know it's time. But yes, we will definitely
We'll chat after.
Yes. Okay, now 2 more questions. Something that they should stop doing immediately and something that they should start doing immediately.
Ooh, stop doing immediately. Every founder needs an executive assistant. And this has taken me 4 years. And this is a big, we've changed a lot of my business model now to focus on executive assistants because I've seen the power of it. So I went 3.5 years without one, and getting out of my emails, getting out of my calendar, scheduling things, the back and forth for podcasts, panel interviews, trying to get guests on my podcast, me going the back and forth. It's all the admin. It took me a long time to. I could easily delegate lots of other things, that I was like, it's just easier if I write back to my own emails, or it's just easier if I just put that in my calendar. But you think of the back and forths of everything, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, 5 minutes, just driving from the Central Coast to here. When I parked, so it was about an hour and a half drive, I had all of my emails answered. I had someone who I'm interviewing tomorrow on a podcast reschedule. My EAs found a new date, rebooked the studio, confirmed with the guest. All that was happening while I was driving. And I just think if I would have parked my car and gone, oh my God, look at my phone, it's blowing up. Oh, okay, sure, you can cancel that appointment tomorrow.
Very stressful.
So stressful. And it's very, very underrated.
Yeah. So is it something to stop working by yourself or start getting an EA?
Both. I think just whether it's an EA or just hiring someone, that's what you need to do.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. So no stop or no start. They are both.
It's a bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So stop doing everything yourself. Stop with the mindset of, oh, God, it's just easier if I do it myself, or no one can do it like I can do it. All of those thoughts that you think, because they're the ones that you'll stay, you'll work till 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. I'll just get back to that email. Oh, I've got to jump on and send those invoices. Nah.
Yes.
Nah. You need to focus on that $100 an hour list. I would hope your listeners their hourly rate is more than $100. Let's put another $1,000 an hour. What are the things that only you can do on that list? That's how you will grow your business. Yeah. So a little bit of both. It's stop doing all, the BS stuff that you shouldn't be doing, and it's 100% hire, whether that's onshore, offshore, whatever you think that role is, but just start buying back your time to grow your business.
Thank you, Jess. Thank you so much for coming here. Really appreciate it.
No,
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.